Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Very good. Very good.
How are you, Lynn?
Good. Getting used to the heat.
Hmm. Hi, Eric. Hi, Robin.
Well, hello.
I'm going to be on mute because I don't know if you can hear that. I have a new roof happening.
Oh,
Oh, do you feel like you're in a war zone? Oh, I'm sorry. You're on mute. Yeah, I know what that.
oh, goodness. I better text Alex and Heather.
Hi, Jen.
Guys, how are you all?
Hey, Jen.
Hey guys.
I think
Hey,
Shelley can't
It
make it
was
today,
nice
too.
meeting all of you in person last month.
Yes, it was. What a fun
Likewise.
job. What a
Awesome.
fun couple days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I meet with Ted Knight this afternoon. He's the only one left for me to get feedback from. Oh, and Brent Cornelius, which will be next Monday. So a couple more just to get feedback from. But everybody else I've talked to so far has been very positive. You know, a couple things here or there, but for the most part, you have that many moving parts. I think it went fairly well. So let me know if you guys hear anything at all that we need to tweak. Here shortly, we'll start planning next year's.
Yeah.
You mean we didn't offend anybody this time?
Yeah, I think that was that the first year we did. Yeah, we had some jokes told that were. Was that last year?
Yeah,
I
it
think
was last year.
Oh my
There
God.
wasn't anybody. Who was that?
It was a mastermind doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
You share.
Yeah, he just told some jokes that,
That good.
I mean, they weren't horrible, but they weren't great either.
I could think of worse. Yes,
Yes, yeah, I think of worse for sure. Yeah.
and funnier.
Probably Larry.
Funny?
Yep. Funnier.
Not
Huh?
even funny.
I could
Yeah.
think of funnier ones than he told, but not enough to get that worked up about it. But
Yeah, I think it was a culmination of things for that person that complained. So
yeah, that was just the pushed it off the edge.
yeah, icing on the cake. Let's see. I don't think Karen Gregg can make it. I know Shelley can't make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cheyenne's gonna be a little bit late, and I don't know. We'll be there late.
Do they leave tomorrow for Europe? Or is that next Monday? For Alex and Heather? I can't remember. I think
I know they leave soon. Yeah, they leave soon.
Yeah.
He said they're just going to be a little bit late. So, Robin, while we have you, just because I don't, get to do a one-on-one with you and Larry next,
They're going to Europe, but they're going to a place where they speak American. So
yeah, it's like another country. It's like the same country. So, Robin, do you have feedback from the summit? Pros and cons, positive, negatives?
Yes, next year Larry goes after lunch because he keeps everybody awake.
Did you feel
Everybody
something
was like,
after
"Woo!"
lunch?
Thanks.
So,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Yes, Larry. I heard just some comments, I think for the most part, and I do apologize for the background. For the most part, everybody had great things to say. Dr. Jen's office, his office manager and a couple of his team members did come up asking for more information about the Thrive at Work stuff, said that they really enjoyed it, which was great.
Which office was that?
Dr. Ryan Jens in Maryland.
Oh, Gens. Yeah, it's Gens. Yeah, it looks
Gens?
like Gens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Gens.
Gens.
Yep. Okay, cool.
So that was great. And, everybody just had some great feedback. So
Awesome. All right. Larry, how about you?
I didn't get any specific feedback from anybody, and I didn't really have a lot to do with the whole organization of the meeting, but I've attended a zillion meetings like that in the past, and
Yeah.
I thought that was a good one.
Okay.
I did.
Awesome.
I really applaud everybody. I thought the variety, the energy, the presentations, all of it was good. And I really liked the involvement of all the different coaches. I think it was really important for the team and the doctors, to see the variety, but see you guys in action. I thought was important, but I've been involved in a lot of meetings, and that was not a bad one.
Yeah, that's good.
It wasn't. And I don't think I'm biased about it just because it's us.
Yeah. Yeah. That means a lot. That's awesome. Thank you, Larry. Tom, how about you? We haven't had a chance really other than dinner right after, but have you settled in on anything? Any feedback, things we need to change?
No, I think that, well, I mean, the nature of the event's going to change. We're moving from level 1 to
Other stuff. Yeah.
other things, so that's going to change. But no, I mean, I thought it was fantastic. Everybody's energy as speakers was really great. And I'm a little bit biased, but I think the content was fantastic. And when I looked around the room, there were lots of engaged faces. So
Yeah.
people were really paying attention.
Yeah.
And that's the proof right there. If people are paying attention and they're not on their phones, you're doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Good. Yeah, that was definitely a one-off for them. And what we hope at the end of that program is they're left wanting more, that they want more. And typically the more is role playing or practicing it, chewing on it, so they don't forget it and leave it. And that's coaching, and that's level 2. And those are the things that we can offer them. So hopefully that continues to happen. So, all right, cool.
I will say, when I read the written comments from everybody, it is a common comment to get, we wish we could have heard from other people more. And so I think it's because they like to be like a fly on the wall on another office. And so when they get in their little huddles and they're putting their action plan together, and people get to talk about, well, this is what we're going to do now because of what we learned. A lot of times they notice, like, oh, you heard something that I didn't hear, or, I didn't think that was such a great idea, but now that you guys think it's a good idea, I'm changing my opinion of it. So it is something that I do think we have to think about in future meetings. Is we like to talk, and so do they.
The program is supposed to end with about 30 minutes of them meeting as a team, taking that top 20 page, coming up with their top 5, getting a speaker, getting in their teams, and then going in the next half hour, going around them sharing their top 5 ideas, what they're going to go back and do. But the 9 a.m. start time, just means we had to cut some things out. And so, but next year we've got them agreed to let us start at 8 a.m., which is great. So they're going to open breakfast an hour early, 7 a.m. breakfast. So.
This was a requirement of the facility.
Yeah. Next year it'll be Shelly and Heather.
But I have to admit, the hours did make it seem recreational. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people were like carrying themselves out of there at the end of the day. It's a tricky balance, and we could talk about it. Yeah. And we'll for a later date, so our brains aren't fried, we'll start planning next year's. But what I would say is start putting ideas together based upon a little more breakout, a little more. We'll do more like what's it called, Larry? When you have a panel, we'll do more like treatment presentation panels. A panel discussion. On a certain topic. Yeah, we'll do breakouts like that where we're using the rooms. Maybe hygienists go there and doctors go there. We'll do some things like that. Keep some people in the room, and they get to kind of choose where they want to go. So be thinking about topics you guys want to cover. There's danger in that, and we're not going to make it where there's a choice. It's like, no, all assistants, you're going there. We're not saying, what do you want to sign up for? Because then I'm in a room standing there by myself and nobody comes in, and then I cry. So we'll make sure that we're addressing those things, but come up with topics that would be good for our team to split up and have other people talk about. We're also in search of maybe a keynote person that doesn't break the bank. And I know Dave Peer is going to be there to present. He has a couple, 2 different things that he could present on with leadership. So we're just got a lot of ideas, but I want to start to get it organized a bit more. So Tom, how are we doing with the feedback on the AACD webinar that Larry and I did with Alex?
I actually haven't heard any feedback yet. Okay. I know we've had maybe 1 or 2 nibbles for the program, but we've got some people. I think a couple people are opting in for the replay as well. We've got one more email blast that's going out specifically to the attendees. That will be out in the next week or 2 from the AACD. Okay. And in in about a month, we will start promoting the ebook version of the webinar. So people will be able to download that, and hopefully that will spark some interest as well.
So will you make sure that ebook goes to Larissa, Cheyenne, and Shelly? Larissa, I want to make sure that we take that as almost a foundational piece for SOPs on the insurance freedom side of things. So we start putting that in that folder. Does that make sense? Okay. You comfortable with that, doing that? Taking lead? Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
And I'll definitely distribute that to everybody before it goes public.
Yep. All right, cool. Shelly does have an email. I just don't want to forget this. And Heather, you can chime in if need be here. She says, today on the call, can you discuss potential sponsorship ideas for the events? If you have contacts of people and would like to connect them with me, I'd appreciate it. We are limiting any event to one vendor in each area of support. For example, if Pain-Free will be there, no other marketing companies can be with that specific event. So if you have a relationship with a vendor, please connect them with Shelly. Does that sound right, Heather?
Yeah, I mean, I gave her my list. I think I included you guys. Well, not
Yep.
everybody, but I included the leadership team. So that's if I think of anyone else, or as people email us, then I'm sending them like right over to Shelly.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do we want dental suppliers?
Yeah, we do. We don't have any. So like that was on the list, like Patterson or Darby, Benco. Like if you have any contacts at any of those, obviously the better if you have a personal contact. So.
All right. Awesome. Let's see. One thing about the insurance freedom that from Heather and selling perspective is, hey, there's Greg. Hey, Greg. Shelly and I are running into a hiccup with Hoggard.
Is that a company or a person?
Sorry, Dr. Dr. Hoggard. So he already is doing coaching with Shelly at the $9.95 a month, but then said, hey, I want to do insurance freedom as well. And so I think Heather, I think he tacked on a call with me at half price of insurance freedom. And what he's saying is, why am I just doing this with Shelly with my 2 calls? Why am I doing this extra thing? And so Shelly and I talked about it yesterday. She's going to go to him and say, look, you're getting 3 calls for the price of 2. If you're doing insurance freedom, you'd be getting 2 calls with Eric. Instead, right now, you're getting 3 calls for the price of 2. And we'll do it for 6 months. And then that extra $9.95 will drop off, and it'll just be me and you doing support, or whenever you want after the 6 months. So just throwing that out there for anybody who has thoughts on it, and for us to be aware of it, especially.
It's so far the conversations that I've had with people, and I haven't had very many, there hasn't been a ton of interest in insurance freedom. I'm just putting that out there.
Mm-hmm.
We had like 120 some odd opt-in for the AACD webinar, and only like 24 attended, and we didn't get any outreaches at all for it. Like Tom said, we got a few people that like looked into the replay, but it's a topic that like, maybe it's for us. When people I talk to, they're always like, yeah, I'm interested in it, but then do they want to spend the money on it? Like, it's not always like a top priority for them. Like, we're also still investigating like what other companies are offering and what they're charging for it. Yeah. To see, like, you know, I know it's not the same, but just to compare apples and oranges.
Because you're talking about it as a standalone product.
Yeah, it's it's coaching, but then it's also, you know, there's a different price if they're a member versus non-member, just like all of our other coaching is.
Right, but I guess what I meant was insurance freedom is only about getting off of insurance. It's not about Great Call. It's not about scheduling. It's not about financial arrangements. It's not about overhead, you know, fees.
Well,
insurance freedom is just that one product.
Well, when we talk about the insulators, there's some gray area there, because if we get in there and we're looking at something and go, I can't recommend that you get off insurance until you start answering the phone right, then they're going to get that coaching. So
But-
it's almost like it's coaching like we normally do with the insurance component added to it.
Okay,
you
but
think-
because I thought the bait was insurance freedom, and then it gets converted to coaching.
Well, yes, that is at the end you could convert it, but then we got to lower the price down to, and if it's you, we're not lowering the price down, and so maybe not. I mean, that's open for discussion.
Okay, well, maybe we can have a separate meeting
Yeah.
about that sometime.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Larissa.
Is it fear or is investment? I just had a new client consultation, like a personal client the other day. I kind of, trying to guide him into that. He doesn't want to even hear about it. Like he's happy with insurance. Like I think people that are coming through, they are really interested or they're just speculating.
No, like I mean, I haven't had many conversations. Like I got Dr. Grantham signed up and I got Dr. Hoggard signed up. Well, Alex got Dr. Hoggard signed up, but those were current clients. So with current clients, it's a little bit easier to convert things versus like somebody's coming in cold. It's the same thing with hiring too. But I had a conversation with a guy the other day and I mean, he saw the Insurance Freedom webinar. He really liked it, loved the philosophy. He saw the DPE webinar twice, loved that, got all the philosophies and everything, but he's still in like the shopping phase because he's like, I'm looking at 4 quadrants. I'm looking at Gary Takis. I'm looking at Gary Cady, which I didn't even know Gary Cady does like insurance freedom stuff. Like I know Gary Takis does. But we talked about all the benefits. We talked about his concerns, everything like that. And at the end of the call, I was like, so, tell me your thoughts, like what questions you have. He's like, great, sounds good. He's like, thanks for all the information. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, any ideas in terms of what you want to do, next steps? He's like, well, I need to talk to all these other companies and I'll let you know. So I haven't had many conversations to really know, but there's not a lot of interest so far.
How are we different?
What's that?
How are we different from these other companies?
That's the thing is like, I feel like I need to have a better understanding of what I tried to look up the other ones, and aside from Gary Takis, nobody else has listed that they even do that as a service or what they charge. So I almost need like a spy to like go and inquire about it and find out like, what do they do? How many coaching sessions? Like, what is it? I know people are paying 60 grand for like having people assess their fees and their insurances and things like that. So they're paying money for that for something. So
Hey, Heather,
Yeah.
one comment I would have, I get all the time some solicitations from another guy that's been around for a very long time. He's a dentist named Tom Ornt. You probably heard of him, the
Yes.
Jim's guy.
Sure.
And on Facebook in particular, he has a spot that he says, click here if you're interested in, getting insurance free, and I can walk you through that and blah, blah, blah. And it goes on about that, which I suspect he's getting quite a few hits, I would guess. It's shocking to me to hear that those who understand really the dollars and cents that they're losing, if they could be shown exactly what they're losing, then I think that would pique a lot of interest in how quickly they could make that cost up on being trained on the steps on insurance freedom. But without that knowledge and without that awareness on their part, I can see where, no, I'm not just going to pay for this,
Right. Is there a way that we could do some sort of analysis? Like, is there like I know ACE had some kind of thing where they could input. I mean, this guy that I talked to he said he produced 2 million and was writing off $1 million. So he knows.
Yeah, he knows what it's costing him. Yeah.
And
There's pretty simple ways. I mean, with the trackers, we could do that. Larry and I talk about it in the webinar, so they're hearing what that cost is. They can do some math and go, wow, 40% of my practice, I'm running 42% off. You start doing that math and you figure it out quickly. But Heather, if they want to, meet with us and look at the PPO, tracker or whatever and figure that out, we're not telling them how to get off insurance. So fine doing that. Yeah. If it helps them, they don't know.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, there's that part of it, but there's just not been.
I'm a little, disappointed in terms of the response. I thought we did a great, people who see it like it, I think we do a great presentation. I know Oren's been doing this forever, pushing this stuff. And I just know, like, behind the scenes with marketing, it always looks better from what it looks like to what the results are. Dentists, they're slow to move, and you guys make it so apparent what it is that if it were me and I'm writing off a million, I would not be I would not be going in, let me talk to everybody. I'm like, I'll hire every freaking consultant to get me off this insurance. Like, I'm not going to be sitting there like, thank you. Let me, like your house is on fire. Let me see which fire department I want to talk to. It's like, so I was talking to Shelly about this yesterday. I think there's a couple issues. And we'll have to, this is also something we can talk about in leadership as well. I think that there's something magical about Eric's pricing packages at the $995, the $995 and so on. I think when we go up to over 1,000 too much, we start to lose them. And I think that we're just going to have to be like really blue collar, roll up our sleeves, and just like, I think where we're going to draw a lot of these people are going to be from the events, are going to be from getting them into our system, our online training. So they're going to be 3 big feeders to All Star. It's going to be our online program, hiring, and events. Those are going to be feeders. Once they're drinking the Kool-Aid, they'll buy all of it. The problem is, and this is human nature, I in many respects, and just the nature of dentists being engineer-like, they don't understand business. They don't understand it's on fire. A dentist will respond quickly if their veneer process is faulty, or there's something about the tackiness of their material upsets them. They're going to make a change. But the fact that their finances are out of whack, it's not going to happen. That's why DSOs are taking over so quickly. They're just, that's the nature of it. You'll have a few, like the ones in our mastermind, they get it. But a lot of them are fee for service. It's going to be these top docs that are going to control their future, and all the other ones will be acquired. So we have to bring them slowly and gradually into our system where they, and then go from there. I just think that that's, we had a vision. We say, hey, we put it out there. We know we talked to Knights and Nordone and Eggnuts. They go crazy about this is terrible what's going on, right? And you think like, man, if they think that, every dentist thinks this, right? I'm on with the AACD too.
Well, but you're right. You would think they would, Alex, but I think, and maybe we need a separate meeting about this, but a lot of them think they can't, regardless of what we're saying, because it's very intellectual, emotionally, they can't get over telling their patients that they're not going to participate.
That's the other point too, Larry. The problem with insurance freedom is you have to do something, and it's scary. So A, it's recognition. B, it's I have to do something very scary. And it's not just like, oh, I'll just, like for me, I would just hire everybody to fix it.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
That's why when we thought that the MBA was gonna, the dental MBA was gonna sell like crazy on its own, and it doesn't, because it's easier for the dentist to buy the team training program and go, here, it's you.
And even that, it takes to get somebody to spend a few $100s on a team training.
Right.
Actually, Robbins is pretty much the easiest to sell when they're ready to go. They're just like, because Rob, think about all the products we have. I don't have to go to an event. I don't have to talk to Eric. I don't have to log into a program. I basically says, Robin, do my dishes. Yeah. She says, with pleasure.
It's like marketing. They love spending on marketing because marketing.
Truth. Total truth. It's, I don't want to deal with this. You handle it.
Yeah.
Much like what Heather just said about the online program.
Yeah.
I know there's a problem. I don't want to change. I want my team to change. But I think too, Larry's got a great point. And also I'm thinking as I'm putting people in my brain and how they would respond to this. I'm wondering too, if we're already telling them you're writing off all this money, you're producing 2 million, you're writing off 1 million, and now we're asking you to pay more to, you know, to get off insurance.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. However, I think it's how we approach it and how we package it. And if Heather, you said what, somebody's paying, or there's a program out there for over $60,000 to do all this, you know, what if we said, if you're paying more than $4,000 a month to get off insurance, then maybe that's not the right program for you. Here's what we can do.
I guess what I'm saying is,
blah, blah, blah.
I spoke to Shelly about this yesterday. Where is Shelly? She's got a meeting. And it goes to the vision of All Star, of how we put this together. And that is that keeping it simple, in the sense that getting them into our pipeline. I think we're trying to almost forcing in the marketplace. So marketplace is telling us kind of what it's, you know, how it's responding. So what I did change with Insurance Freedom is I took the price out. I'm looking to get consultations, right? But it's just getting people engaged with us. That's the goal. Engage. I mean, Cheyenne's doing amazing in social media and posting the podcast. Yay, Cheyenne! Just phenomenal.
Yay, Cheyenne.
And she's another integrator. I have a vision for you, Cheyenne. You're another integrator coming up the pipeline to help with what Shelly's doing, is just getting us out there and engaging with people. I think it's like this, and Heather compares a lot to dating. It's kind of like, hey, let's go right away and let's get married and do Insurance Freedom and change your entire practice. Like, I think they like to, let's be courted, let's talk, let's get comfortable. People will get comfortable more and more with All Star in many modalities. That's the long-term winning strategy. Yeah, we'll close a few consulting deals or high-end Insurance Freedom, but the amount of effort that it takes to do that versus just everybody's out there. Eric speaking, Larry speaking, you're all doing what you're doing. We have this going on. That's going to bring them in the funnel. That's going to bread and butter, simple.
I think addressing their fears too, having maybe more teasers say, here, you know, are you concerned? Are you worried? Let's do a case study. Eric, I mean, on the Insurance Freedom webinar, gosh, the data just tells you.
It does.
You know, those spreadsheets, and Larry, the verbiage. I mean,
well,
it's
you gotta go to Tom.
Like a no-brainer, but maybe it's just addressing the fears more.
Yeah.
You know, reminding them again, you know, gosh, you can stop, you know, the hemorrhaging of the money.
We do actually.
Yeah.
I did make a promo sequence of emails and a follow-up sequence of emails that does highlight the cost savings and the dangers, and we do have an ebook that is just case studies that is included in the follow-up email sequence. So they are getting that stuff. You know, one thing just to remind everybody from a marketing point of view is that it often takes 3 to 6 touches before it you know, penetrates the brain. Oh, that's what you're talking about. So, you know, a part of this equation is patience.
Yeah, it's a great point. It takes years before people make decisions.
We have people that take like years to sign up just for the online. Just for the online. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Larissa, what were you gonna say?
Alex, you were so true. That's so true what you said a moment ago too about, I hate saying dentists are lazy, but we have a couple of dental clients as we speak that come right to mind that, you know I'm broke, so you fix me. You know, it's just like, you come in and fix it. You know, I know I can see how much
it's not your comfort zone, Doc. You know?
No, I know it absolutely isn't.
And I wouldn't say they're lazy. Yeah, I mean,
no. That's
that
okay.
Eric
You can
was
say
just
they're
talking
lazy.
to,
It doesn't matter.
who had
But
dental
it
IQ
just-
and he never even turned it on,
Dental Intel.
Well,
or whatever it was.
there are many who just aren't leaders, and they don't have a vision about their practice, and they're literally along for the ride and want someone to spoon feed them and do this and do that. And that's why I've hired you. I had a dentist just last week tell me, in fact, you know, that the revenues were down for the first quarter. And I said, well, I just asked, how do you see that? Why do you think that is? And he said, well, if I knew that, I wouldn't be talking to you. Honest to God, that's what he said, and it just hit me like ice water. I was going, "Oh my God, what a rude thing to say." And then I got thinking about it, and I backed right off, and I said, "Well,
You
I'll
know,
be happy to talk to you, and what is it you need?" But it comes to the mindset, though, Alex, what you were mentioning a while ago. I think that a lot of dentists, they'll pay a certain fee to a certain degree, but then they just want you to fix it and want you to fix them. And if you can't come through and fix them magically, they don't see that they need to take a leadership role in it. I think that can be a problem.
often dentists are taking time bombs, meaning they're going to avoid and avoid and avoid until they can't do it anymore, and they hire somebody really expensive and charismatic because they're at their wits' end. And I think we have to, as a company, it's not like basketball. I know Eric likes basketball. You can't just chuck up 3-pointers or like Hail Marys, for those that understand. You got to go tried and true process. It's just you make your easy shots. You do that's winning basketball. That's winning all-star. Is we have, Heather always gets back to me, says we have to stay with what we know is moving, the company, and do those basics, the fundamentals. Then these bigger packages, these bigger things they're going to get into.
Last week with all the
Yeah, we had a lot of things that went on very nicely, just following the process and things like that. So
yeah.
anyways, that's what, look, all I'm saying is there's a certain human tendency. Dentists seem to have more of it than most. If we were speaking to the business community, then they would be more like go-getters because they're business people. But I think that if we can bring them into our world, rapport, right? Get to know them, bring them into our world, they will be converts in time. They will evolve and they will improve, but it will take many years, which is good. It's many events. And one of the great things that Eric's coaching model, which has worked so great, we used to charge, Eric, we forgot it, we've got this. We used to charge the $2,000-$3,000 a month.
What? Remember I couldn't sell? Remember it was I can't sell because I can't sell that amount. It just wasn't, they weren't buying that. There wasn't enough relationship and rapport there, but this is an easier buy. Yeah.
No, and if you think in the long run, if we keep clients a long time, that's where we're very successful. So
having patience, like Larry was mentioning too, just hanging with it and having. I'm a D, and I like brevity. I like things like bang, like right now. And it's hard for me. It's hard for me to see another way sometimes. So don't mean to be spouting off about all of that, but that's kind of the truth about what happens sometimes, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go around the horn. Let's do our updates. I know some of you have some things, and I know, Larissa, you were going to say something, but maybe hit us with your update. There's something I probably asked you to bring up today, so hit us with those things.
So, new to me, I'm starting Dr. Growth today. We have a meeting after here. We have Dr. Given scheduled for next week.
Okay.
That's that. And what you had for me today, I have it right here. What is it?
I know one thing that we're working on, and Cheyenne, we're working on what I wanted you to, the pedo side of the great call sheet. So right now, Cheyenne's, I think, emailed out, but we need to put it in did you put it in the Google Drive folder too, Cheyenne?
Yeah, so it's in the email, but I did put it in the Google Drive folder.
Okay, so we have a folder called, I don't know, great call sheets or intake forms, whatever. What we're trying to do is take the great call sheet and then make it, what would a specialist need for this? Because some of the feedback we're getting, and so Larissa's bringing her pediatric expertise, Cheyenne's bringing her TMJ, Jen's going to do prosthodontist side. I'll do the perio. I don't know who will do the ortho side of this. Maybe, I don't know who that would be, but we got to tweak these great call sheets, keep them great call process, but add the specialty flavor to it. So these specialists like Dr. Gray go, well, we don't really use a great call sheet, and Robin had them customize it. So Robin sent over the endo one. And so I got 2 other endo ones from other clients. So we're trying to create that. So I think Larissa was one of the things we're talking about was make sure that as a group, we're putting it all together as a whole, right?
Yeah, the next that was that we just also started insurance-free steps.
Yes.
SOP, that's in there already.
Yes.
And the next thing I was going to ask Alex, but I got it. The strategy calls for the doctors, I found it on Sugar, so that's very helpful. Thank you.
So explain to everybody about that what the strategy call is, where to find it.
So the strategy call is what Alex does before he converts the client, or once the client is converted. Is it no? Alex sells it, right?
Could go either way, but yeah, could go either
Yeah.
way. Yeah, Heather could sell them, and then they're in. Then once they're in online, then Alex meets with them to do a strategy call, and then he's then selling coaching and talking you up and that sort of thing, or the coaching up. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a conversation I had with Shelley before, that she thought it was very helpful if we could have access to that. And we actually do. And Alex does an amazing job. I don't know what he does. Dr. Tipo started participating in the meetings now. He's being in the coaching calls. I don't know what Alex
got him to straighten up, huh?
What I do?
You
What I do?
You were like hard with him.
With
Dr.
who?
Tipple.
Dr. Tipple, you were like, yeah, you gave him like a.
When did I
when
speak
you
to him?
talked to him? I don't know. It was
At the
like-
event?
No, your strategy call with Tipple.
Oh, I want to
Already
hear that.
client? What? I don't remember what I did. Remind
He
me.
was, but he wasn't like participating and like. I don't remember what.
I don't remember what I
just
said.
remember you were-
I don't know.
Was
He started participating, and then
Okay.
that's how we realized how helpful it would be for us to have access to those calls. And anyone getting a new client, go to your Sugar. The calls are there. There's a questionnaire, and there's also the call recorded, so you can get to know your client before you actually get to speak to them.
Yeah, I've been recording the strategy
Yeah.
call I recorded.
And how
I'm
you
recording when I do calls with them. I record it locally, so that because I forget their name, so I have to go back and listen. I go, oh, I know that guy,
yeah.
and then it's good for you guys as well.
That
Before I-
real quick, Heather, just so the coaches understand, how you get access to that is Heather sends out when you're assigned a client, you get this email from Heather. And I'm like, that's the only way I know I have a new client, right? Is I get this assignment and it assigns a client in CRM Sugar. And there's a link and you click that link and it'll log you in. And on that page down below, it'll show where that strategy call notes or the recording is. And Alex, you also sent me setters via Basecamp. You sent me the recording there. So I don't know how you did that, but yeah, you sent me Mike Setters that way somehow.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to get it to you quickly.
Yeah, that was just
I
different.
do store it in the suite or the Sugar, the CRM.
Yeah. Sorry, Heather, go ahead.
Yeah, no, because before you were talking about the altering the call grading sheets, which is good to have for the specialties.
Oh yeah.
I think that if we're gonna do that, we can, I want to make sure Tom reviews it so that they're all consistent. So like if, you guys say like what you want on the endo one or what you want on the pedo one, and then Tom can put the edits in, and then we can actually put those into the resource library so that we have like an endo intake form, a pedo intake form. It's just added value. And then as we go, like I'm sure we'll have a perio for, Dr. Pires and others. So just make sure we get those.
Yeah, we want to get them right and everybody gets their eyes on them before we hand them out. Yes,
Okay.
for sure. Okay, cool. Thank you, Larissa.
go
Anything
back-
else, Larissa? No, go
Can I
back, Jen, to
that
what?
CRM.
Yeah.
Because I did get a introduction email from Heather, and I must have not seen that link.
For
Where is
Rad?
that link? Yeah.
Yes. So assign Rad to her in CRM, Heather. Sometimes you'll see the email from Heather
To change it.
connecting it, and then you'll see shortly after that email. If you don't, just message Heather, and then they'll make sure they assign to you in CRM.
Showing that you're assigned to her. Alex usually does it, so I'll do it if I am the one that signs them up for coaching. If Alex signs them up for coaching from the strategy call, then he usually does it. But it'll send like, I don't know, it'll say like Alex Nottingham assigned you a lead or assigned you an account. It might have gone to spam. I don't know.
And then there's a link in the email,
I'll
and that you
check,
click
because
on.
I did go
Yeah.
in the CRM. I was trying to find all of that, and when I talked to her, she's like, "I don't know if Alex told you." I'm like, "Yep, Alex told me." I was somehow able to just
Wing it.
get it all put together.
a
But
way that they can log in, like to check if like let's say Jen didn't get the link, letting her know that she was assigned. Is there a way for her to log in and see all of her like assigned contacts in there? Should be.
I can see the assigned contacts, but I'm not seeing any notes on that strategy call.
Oh, so for the strategy call, if you go,
You can share your screen if you need
yeah,
to.
so if you scroll down on, let me pull it up. Share. Okay, so I'm pulling up CRM. So you see her account. See it?
Yep.
Okay, so then it shows who it was assigned to. So there's you. And then in the notes, I think this is what it is, where you go into notes and it says strategy call. I think if you click on that, is this where you store it? Yeah, there's the MP3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You
Okay.
should be able to click that, and it's got notes.
I copy and paste those notes into my first call meeting notes, and I start to create my action plan for coaching from Alex's notes.
Yeah. And then you can listen to this, and here's like the main parts of it.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Sometimes he'll forget to put it in, so then just, remind him or ask him, but most of the time he's pretty good about it.
And you don't really need to know. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, what's the software or whatever. You don't need to know it that well. You literally I take that link at the top of the page, at the web page, I copy that and I put it in my notes, the top of my notes for that client. So if I ever need to go back to CRM, I have a quick link to go there. Just click that link and it opens up CRM right to their page. Because I don't even know how to search up clients in there or anything like that. I just click the links, I go to the page, get the notes I need, and I'm out. So too many different screens going. So, okay. Jen, since you're on, update notes for today's call.
We didn't have any because we spent our call on
Yep.
the other topic.
Any updates you want to share, or are we still working through that?
No, I guess I'll share. So I have made a decision to leave my current practice that I've been at for 17 years. Yeah. And I wish I could say it was for coaching. I just feel like after being here with you guys for the last year, my light in my life and everything has just skyrocketed. And I felt like a plateau in my office, and my doctor and I and he kind of does bring it back and kind of blames it on coaching. Cause he's like, from the last year, you've just been off. Like you've been pushing. And just seeing growth with all of the teams that I've been working with, and then coming to my own office and not seeing that same vision is aligned. We're just not there anymore. I decided it was time for me to change and grow and challenge myself. And it just came to the opportunity that there's this dentist here in town. He's opening an implant boutique. Basically, he's going to be doing all on 4, and that's it. So cases will be 30 to 60,000, insurance free. And he's like, this is what you do. Like, you're not into general dentistry anymore. I really, really want you. I'm looking for a practice manager to open up this company and just start from the ground up with me. I know it's a leap of faith, and I am so scared to do this. But I'm going to just do it and see what happens.
Wow, that's exciting.
That's awesome.
Jen, what courage. That's awesome.
I've cried every weekend. He texts me. I mean, he's texted me all day long today too. And he just doesn't understand. He keeps saying, what are they offering? What are they offering you? And he's not understanding. It's not about money. It's just about growth, challenge, and just diving into something new. And if that doesn't work out, I feel like God has a plan for me. And if that doesn't work, then I'm just going to take more time off and devote myself to coaching, because this is what I love. This is what I want to do.
No.
Good job, Jen.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
I am. It's
Congratulations.
Really
yeah.
Yeah.
And you'll be there what days per week?
I will be there Monday, Tuesday, and then I'll be doing consults with him on Friday.
Welcome to the world of the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
We all felt the same way, Jen, and none of us would look back. So I'm very optimistic about your future.
Thank you. And Eric coaches my doctor, so you can see the kind of web that we were in.
Yeah,
that's what our one-on-one call was on. And I didn't tell Eric because I didn't want to put Eric in that position where my doctor called him and he didn't have like a sincere, genuine, like, I had no idea. I'm just as shocked as you are.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Dr. Kendall messaged me. He's like, what's going on with Jen? I go, I don't know. What's going on with Jen? It was authentic. Thank you, Jen. Yeah. So yeah, I'll need to coach them through a big transition and a big loss in that practice. So Yeah, you can encourage and pray for Jen on her launch, and you can pray for me that I help this doctor as he loses a very key team member. It's going to be interesting how it all plays out.
I'm going to pray more for you than I am for Jen.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to need it, Larry. Yeah. So I've coached that office for what, 17 since 2004. 19 years I've coached that office. So it's my second doctor there. So yeah, it'll be fun. It's all officially going to be new regime. All the Kirk Johnson people are gone now, right?
Yep, everybody's gone. I think that was it too. Just a revolving door since Kirk left.
Yeah.
And I did check with this doctor, and I don't know too much, but I've seen him on social media. I'm like, so who do you work with? Who's going to be my personal development and growth? And he said, Blatchford.
Okay.
Maybe we will pray for you a little bit more.
I was going to say, Larry, what do you have to say about that, Larry?
Yes. Tell me something about that.
Well, contrast is the essence of vision. So I think you'll find it interesting.
You'll be able to take good things from it. You'll be able to say, oh, well, and give your opinion.
Yeah.
Just be careful. Just like Cheyenne, it's in a practice. Don't become their free coach. Be careful with that.
Oh, interesting.
Like Cheyenne's practice, we'll shift to Cheyenne here for a moment. They're gobbled up by a group. So there's 5 now. And they sit and watch Cheyenne do this and go, wow, the owner, the CEO watching, oh, wow, she did the great call process and presented treatment, did the whole thing. And he's going, wow, this is really cool. She goes, yeah, that's what we teach at All Star. Well, you can already see the writing on the wall. He's got this employee working for him now saying, all right, well, hey, there's 5 other offices for you to train like you do. And I'm paying you X dollars an hour. And I'm telling Cheyenne, you got to be careful. Not if you want to be an employee, go do that. But if you want to be a coach, you got to be a coach, right? So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. All right. So Lynn.
Cheyenne is transitioning out too.
Yeah.
So Shelly, Cheyenne, Jen.
Yeah. Lynn was in the lead. She just went retirement. She retirement mode. Greg and Karen went retirement. So Larissa's been out here in the wild. So Lynn, why don't we do an update with you? More of the same really for Lynn. It's, hey, let's keep our eye on our perio percentages for clients. You had good conversations with a couple people at the event, right?
At the event, yes. I did talk to Dr. Pierce. Actually, this is their personable guy. And we were planning to, I just planned to join his
study club
and maybe a coaching call with Eric to see because he had really asked for if we can help him grow his hygiene numbers for days because he wants to add another day of hygiene in his practice. So it's a different situation because it's periodontist.
He's already doing the perio part. Yeah.
He's already doing the perio. So I'd like to congratulate Jen too, because I know how to work in that practice.
Yeah.
I worked in that practice and I can understand. And the reason that we have Eric is because of that practice. Yeah. And Jen and I had a very emotional moment. We were at the event. We were like, oh, we both ended up here for the same reason.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you had a good conversation with Dr. Teresa Mercado on Saturday. I had this email from a client, and she's asking me all these hygiene things, and I said, you know what? I don't know. So let me include Lynn on this and get on the phone with her. And they emailed, and then Lynn was kind enough to jump on the phone with her, and I talked with Dr. Mercado afterwards. She was very thankful, and it was a nice added value. So thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be. So just to let you know, I've noticed that I'm talking to some doctors that there's still them out there that still thinks hygiene is a loss leader. So I think we need to make sure to keep them up to date with what hygiene can be in their practice. They really have to understand if the hygiene department is managed well, they can do really well and grow their practice. So anybody who has low perio percentage, you can improve your per hour and broken appointment KPIs and those.
Perfect.
Just doing that.
Cheyenne, we were just talking, thank you, Lynn. Cheyenne, we were just talking about your transition and how Dr. Roy was noticing your skill set and talking about how to balance that. And so give us an update on where you are with things.
Things are a little crazy for me in the office right now. We are down 2 team members today, and I have 3 doctors in the office. So that's why I keep jumping away.
Yeah.
But yeah, the transition is definitely interesting to be a part of. I'm glad I'm learning a lot from it, which is great, but it has been a little bit difficult juggling everything.
Yeah. And there's going to be a time where they're going to start really pulling on you to probably be more of a trainer. So that's a different position for you. We'll do that. We'll talk about that one-on-one, but that's a coaching position.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on your agenda for today, Cheyenne, that we were supposed to talk about other than the great call sheets for specialists?
You did that. I was just going to bring up the call grading,
Oh yeah, call grading video.
just to see where everyone is at with that. Maybe I can even write up like a proposition on that and send it out to everyone, and we can decide via email or something if we don't have time today.
That would be me, Heather, and Tom. Just email us on that, and let's see if it's a thing that we can figure out how to create as added value, and then hopefully it creates clients.
You're talking about like giving feedback.
Yeah, a video feedback on their call grade, not just the written call grade. Because what we're even for existing coaching clients are like, oh yeah, I got an email, I didn't look at it, So it would be almost an in-your-face thing. Okay, yeah, Robin. Yeah. Good to see you, Robin. Yeah, I want to quickly share with you this screen real quick. See if I don't think I have it pulled up yet. Real quick, when you go to just allstardentalacademy.com, so you go to the home page. Come on, and then you click on events. It takes you to this page right here. Click on events. Takes this page. It has the whole calendar at the top, so you can share this screen with your client when you're on with them and show them what we're doing. So right now I'm showing, hey, our level 1 is coming up, and we have a leadership retreat in Florida. I tell them it looks like it's going to be in Florida right now. I haven't even had a chance to watch this video yet, but I'm hearing great things about what Pain Free did for us. And then down here, if they want to register for level 1, you can literally click it. And Tom's done a great job at this. This is the click for leadership, I think, and they can buy tickets. If they want to do payments, though, you've got to get them to Shelly, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think Shelly's will be the best option for that.
If you want to kind of get the ball moving, have them buy one ticket. Well, actually, no, just send them to Shelly.
Yeah, Shelly jumped on with me and Dr. Vaccaro. We just did it together. It was nice. She got everything done. She's going to hopefully be signing up Dr. Caruso today. So we're moving in the right direction with that. But I just have it pulled up all day long. So every call I'm on, it's just right there for me to think about, and it's there. I schedule alerts in the middle of my meeting to go off an alarm. It says leadership ? It'll say level 1 ? So I'll go through my week and look at all my clients and say, okay, what do they need from us? They need a level 1, they need a leadership. And so I have an alert to go off in the middle of that meeting to talk about it in some form or fashion. And I try to connect it with whatever we're doing in that KPI call. So, or team call. Like today I had a team meeting and I said, we did case presentation for them. I said, we put all this together in a 2-day package for you. We'll be in Portland, Maine this fall. And, just try to get the team salivating would be nice. So that's there for you guys. If you need help with it and you want to run through it, Shelly or myself will help you. Okay. Greg, update from you.
Yeah. Actually, I really don't have much more to update. I think Karen is, I just had my teeth cleaned today by the young dentist that bought my practice, and he's doing great. And nice. I mentioned that the insurance free, I told him what All Star was about, what we're up to, blah, 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 all of this. And he is pretty well satisfied. He is satisfied. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
One other comment about Bill Blatchford. I was a client of Bill's for a number of years. A very, very good gentleman and a very good coach. And there was a time when I was being coached by Bill Blatchford, Bill Dickerson, Bill Strupp, and another Bill Dorfman.
Bill Dorfman.
And, yeah, those 4, and all at the same time. And I finally cut Bill Blatchford, and he called me and said, "Hey, how come you're backing out of our coaching relationship?" And I just said, you did great with me. I'm doing very well, and I'm finding it's just one less bill to pay. That was it. And that was true. And he
Yeah.
laughed, and we've been friends. He's a good guy, and he is different, like Larry was mentioning about some vision things. And, you know, they're all different, but, you know, you use them as the dentist as you need, you know.
Greg, you forgot Bill Dickerson.
Bill Dickerson, excuse me.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Dollar
Yeah,
bill.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. LVI.
All right. Awesome. Well, it's great seeing
Thank you.
all of you. Anything we missed? Anything else we need to touch on today? All right. I hope you guys are all recovering well. Good to see you all. Robin, good luck on the roof. Larry, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys second Thursday of July, same time, same place. Alex, I'll see you.
What's your sign off? You got to give a sign off.
And remember, go out there and be an all-star.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.